non-magnanimous attitude is a provocation. And I start teasing him, taunting him with his Jewishness and all the rest of it. And eventually, it almost turns into a crucifixion. But just as in all good mock epics, a deus ex machina arrives, and this time it is God himself who yanks Bloom off the back of a jaunting car to celestial safety. But because I was just blowing the heat of the point when I seen the assistant get up to wander to the door, puffing and blowing the dropsy, and he cursing and crumbing on him, bell, buke and candle in Irish, spitting and spatting out of him, and Joyce laughed round like a leprechaun trying to piece it. Let me alone! And because we got as far as the door and they hold him, and he bawls out of him, 3 cheers for Israel! Where to sit down on a parliamentary side your ass on. Don't be making a public exhibition of yourself. Jeez, there's always some bloody clown around kicking up bloody more than about bloody nothing. Oh, but a turd of pork or sour in your guts or wood. And all the ragamuffins and sluts the nation around the door and Martin telling the jargon to drive ahead and the sitting ball and Alf and Joe at him like a leprechaun. And he on his high horse about the Jews. And the loafers calling for a speech. Jack Power trying to get him to sit down on the horn and hold his bloody jaw. And a loafer with a patch over his eyes started singing. If the man in the billboard's a Jew, Jew, Jew. And a slut shouts out loud, hey, mister, you flies out the mister. And says he, Memphis was a Jew, and Karl Marx and Mercadante and Spinoza, and the Saviour was a Jew, and his father was a Jew, your God. Have no father, says Marx, who's a bit of a theologian. That was a Jew, driver. Here is God, said the citizen. Well, his uncle was a Jew, said he. Your God was a Jew. Christ was a Jew like me. God! The citizen made a plunge back with the shot. Why, Jesus, said he, I'll bring that bloody Jew man for using the holy name. Why, Jesus, I'll crucify him. You've never seen this like in all your poor puff. God, if he got that out of the thing, the son of his Polish remember the Gold Cup, so he would. But they got the citizen would have been lagged for assault of battery and Joe for Abraham. Jerry saved his life be furious driving as sure as God made Moses. What? Oh, jeez, he did. And he let a volley of oaths out after him. Did I kill him, did he, or what? And he shouted to the bloody dog, after him, Gary, after him, boy. When lo, there came about them all a great brightness, and they beheld the chariot wherein he stood ascend to heaven, and they beheld him in the chariot, clothed upon in the glory of the brightness, having raiment as the sun, fair as the moon, and terrible that for all they durst not look upon him. And there came a voice out of heaven calling, Elijah, Elijah. And he answered with a main cry, Abba, Adonai. And they beheld him, even him, Ben, Bloom, Elijah, amid clouds of angels, ascend to the glory of the brightness at an angle of 45. Donahue in Little Greenfish like a shot off my shoulder. And thus does Leopold Bloom make his escape and make way for our last figure here this afternoon, the girlish figure of Gertie Mantel. Now, Joyce wrote this episode, which is based on Homer, as all the episodes are. It's taken from that section where the Princess Nausicaa is on the strand, playing with her handmaidens, playing balls on. But a sudden tsunami deposited at her feet our hero Odysseus, naked as a jaybird, but with that gently feeling to which he is renowned. He places his hands on the organs of generation and engages her in polite conversation about poetry. As she calls it out. In Joyce's story, Gertie Mantel, lower middle class, kind of still domestic servant type of person, with an immense fascination and hunger for romantic, cheap pulp literature, spots Leopold Bloom on the horizon. Bloom spots her. To her, he is a bit of all right. He's kind of a dark, tall stranger. And to him, she's an interesting little creature who's a bit saucy and prepared to give him a bit of titillation as she raises her skirt and shows him her ankle. In fact, he finds it so exciting that he performs a little act behind his rock, which we vulgarly call masturbation, in homage to her beauty. Alas, how low were the thresholds for erotic stimulation in those days, and how high they have subsequently become. But simultaneously, there is another act of veneration going on in the little church in Sandymount, the Starl-Seat Church, where there is being conducted the men's temperance to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and all gets wonderfully interwoven. Bloom's orgasm climax, when it comes, is portrayed to us not in full arranged detail, but by, as Elliot would call it, an objective correlation, a fireworks play. So watch out for the rockets. Now, Joyce, in order to catch Gertie's mood, develops a new style, which he described in a letter to a friend as a namby-pamby, jammy, drawsy, marmalade style, with effects of mariage, stewed cockles, incense, and masturbation. And in order to achieve this style, he wrote home to his long-suffering family and friends and got them to send to him copies of all this sickly, sentimental, romantic stuff that certain girls would be reading about that time. Gertie MacDowell's favourite of all is a thing called the Princess of Laoghaire, which is entirely vanished as ephemera do into the gulf of memory, except for one copy, which I managed to acquire in a motley little newspaper and souvenir shop just across the road from Finnegans Church. And so, for your delectation this morning, I can give you the original of Gertie's stream of consciousness, on which James Joyce based this stream of consciousness. Princesses Laoghaire, monthly story. Sweet Mistress True, by Alice Gunter, author of The Tin Blue Line, etc., etc. Chapter 1. Hark, hark, the lark at heaven's gate sings, as Phoebus kills her eyes, his steeds to water of those springs, on chaliced flowers that lies, and winking maybuds begin to ope their golden eyes, with everything pretty green. My lady sweet, arrive, arrive, arrive. 5 o'clock in the morning, and a fair, sweet, girlish face, with the unsullied lilies and roses of youth and perfect health, peeped down an open window on a sweet spring morning. She tossed back her bonny brown hair that waved about her low, broad forehead. Her eyes were of that purply blue, seen only on velvety petals pansies, and her mouth was so kiss-worthy that one did not wonder to see butterflies hover about her, as about the honey tree too. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the words of that lovely song Lola from the 1960s by the Kinks, I may not be the world's most masculine man, but I guess even I could detect the presence of female pulchritude in the vicinity. It was accompanied by all these insectivorous gymnastics of butterflies running through every available orifice. And here's what James Joyce does with this unpromising material. You have first of all the lisping voice of Gertie, then the breeze, and then the fireworks.